So I'm giving POE a shot. I played through Diablo 4 and I thought the campaign was pretty good, but I didn't really see much point in going past that and doing late game. I don't know. I did do late game in, well, whatever late game there was in Diablo 3. I played through that, but I just didn't really feel the drive to play through and grind on Diablo 4, so I started playing POE just a couple weeks before Diablo 4 released and switched over to that, and then I've come back to POE and gonna give it a shot. Let's see, I'm at level 28. I think I've got something like 15 hours in the game. Just kind of going through it slowly. I am by no means an expert. I barely know what I'm doing as far as gear and gyms and all that's concerned, but I feel like there's just a lot more variety in gameplay style and how you want to build your character out. I think is just I think it's a lot more open in this game than in Diablo 4. One of the things I loved about Diablo 3 was I felt like there was a pretty decent amount of skills and abilities to use, and that's one of the things I enjoyed from Diablo 3 that I feel like is lacking in Diablo 4. So here in PoE with all these different gemstones and supporting gemstones, it's pretty cool to see the large variety you can have in your gameplay style. So I'm just coming back to it, I'm giving it a try. I'm just going to go mission by mission really and just kind of see how it goes. I have no idea if I'm going to make it in the late game or, you know, how long I'll play it, but this is my perspective being a new player with not very many hours in at all. Definitely not a professional ARPG player at all, just kind of a casual, just you know, enjoy playing it and kind of just seeing where it takes me. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump into the first, I say the first mission, the next mission on my mission list. Lords of Labyrinths. I think that's something I'm gonna have to do over time, I think. Let's see. Shadow of the Vaal. Alright, we're gonna do Shadow of the Vaal. Aramir believes the creature of shadow may be residing atop an ancient Vaal pyramid in the cavern of the northern forest. Find it. Alright, so we gotta go find this pyramid. Alright. Guess this is the closest point I have. I think one of the things I'm enjoying with PoE more than Diablo 4 as well is just the boss fights. I feel like are a lot better. Like, it doesn't feel like you're either winning or losing. It feels more like a battle. Like in Diablo 4, you're either crushing people and destroying them in under 30 seconds, or you're getting insta-killed because you got CC'd and then just dumped on all at once. So I enjoy kind of the flow of combat in PoE a little bit more. As far as my build goes in here, I normally don't play like melee characters. A lot of times I'm doing mages or stealth gameplay. But I thought for this game that I haven't, you know, really played that much of before, I wanted to do something I normally wouldn't do, so I can kind of see that experience, see how it's gonna go. I've been enjoying it so far. I've got some sort of hybrid build between melee, magic abilities, summoning. I think the way one of the things I wish they would improve, which I saw the gameplay for POE 2, and it looks like they're gonna have the same type of inventory system. I'm not a big fan of an item taking up space like this. I'd prefer it to just be like 1-to-1 ratio. You pick up an item, it takes up 1 box, so that way you're not having to organize it in strange ways. I feel like you've got to constantly dump your inventory. I guess the alternative to that, well, it could partially be my fault that I took be a goblin and pick everything up, but realizing that that's not what you do in this game, because like 95% of the stuff that drops is not for your class, or it's not good. But when you do get something good, it feels really good to put it into your build and try it out, especially with if you get new gemstones. That's a really cool build. Just swap them in and out and try out different builds whenever you want. I have no idea if the build is optimal, if this is any good at all. I'm probably getting laughed at with how terrible the build is that I'm doing, but coming at it from a new player's perspective, it's kind of, I just kind of wanted to approach it and figure it out. I didn't want to look up a build and track down the most optimum, efficient way to become overpowered. Just kind of wanted to do it on my own and see what I come up with and see kind of where the game's mechanics point me towards. So I feel like I was here already. Done this one before. Take care of these guys. But yeah, I saw the gameplay for POE 2 and it looks really good, I'll be honest. It looks like they've improved a lot of things from POE. Not that I've put a ton of time into this, but like just from a movement perspective, POE 2 looks a lot smoother. I like the idea that you can dodge with spacebar unlimited. You know, you don't have like a cooldown timer on it like you do in Diablo 4. It really allows you to kind of play at your own pace and play strategically, which I think is really cool. That's one thing about POE 1, I think the movement's a little clunky, but kind of the combat and the gameplay that you can get out of different builds kind of makes up for some clunky movement. Yeah, see, I did do this part because there was something here. I think I did this, and then it took me to some sort of camp. But if you haven't played POE 1, like I said, I'm not an expert or anything. I don't have a million hours in this game, but I'd say check it out. The first time I tried playing it, I think I put in like, I spawned on the beach, played for about 20 minutes and said, I don't know if this is for me, this is weird. Didn't really understand. They don't do a very good job of explaining how to kit your character in the beginning. You know, you get these, it's a very different play style from other games in general. Like loot, you normally just equip the loot, and then as you level up, you just unlock the ability trees that you want to go down. But in this game, it's like unlocking gemstones, not unlocking gemstones, but finding gemstones and socketing them into the gear that you find. And that's kind of what makes your play style. see, I'm not quite sure where to go. I don't think I need to be in that cave. So yeah, I've got this, I've got my Q ability, which I think on kill, it summons, I think maybe it's per kill, it summons one of those followers that also use the same ability with the Q. Let's do this. I've got a Frost Bomb, which freezes enemies, which is good, but it's also kind of like an AoE. I've got a defensive ability on my E. This R ability, and this is, I just figured this out, that the support gems, you connect them to your action gems. And so, my original action gem, I would basically slam the ground and send out a shockwave. But since I put in the support gem, now I summon this totem, and then this totem sends out the shockwave for me. So I didn't even realize that was a thing, or an option, or that's how support gems worked. I thought you just put support gems anywhere on your gear. I didn't realize that you could utilize the connections between sockets to change the way that your abilities work. So that's very interesting. And then of course I've got like a leaping slam. I don't think it does very much damage, but it is kind of a fun playstyle to have to just jump into combat or chase somebody down. I've got this Wave of Conviction primary. I don't quite understand how it works, but it's something to do with lowering elemental resistance and then applying the highest damage of elemental damage back to the enemy. Again, don't really understand it, but I do have a lot of elemental damage abilities, so I figure it's good. Let's see, Purifying Flame. It's like another AoE. So I like to have a couple different AoEs. I can just stand in it, I can freeze them, they'll take damage over time. And then Glacial Hammer I use a ton. A lot of times you probably just see me sitting here swinging at nothing, because, you know, I can't seem to tell what's going on the screen half the time, but it feels good to just smash stuff with a hammer, so. We're gonna go this way, see if we can find anything. Ooh, nothing. Some sort of bear. Is there anything up here? Okay. Maybe we can find our way through the woods up here. I love this aesthetic here. I will say, that is one thing I think Diablo 4 has on POE. Maybe not POE 2, because POE 2 is looking pretty clean as far as the aesthetic and the graphical upgrades, but Diablo 4 I think has a great dark aesthetic. I think sometimes it can be a little too much, like it's almost lacking in color sometimes, but I did really like the darker tone compared to Diablo 3. Okay, so we just got a new. Consumes a corpse, granting increased critical strike chance and additional critical strike multiplier to your minions. The skill consumes other nearby corpses, increasing the duration for each corpse consumed. Well, when I get back to town, I'll see if I can incorporate. I'm not sure. Let's see, int 33. I know I'm going for like a strength slash. I wouldn't call it magic build, but strength and minions and maybe some elemental damage. So I mean, I'm not lean. I haven't put any points into intelligence, but maybe I'll put some points in a little later. So it could be useful. Oh, these things I think are really cool. Being able to upgrade your weapons. I love coming across like just various bosses that they've got, mini bosses I suppose. Okay, you see the totem there? No, the totem's sending out shockwaves for me. Lots of stuff I don't need.
I am no beast of burden.
Yeah, see, this is the part I don't like, is having to. I guess I should. Well, let's get rid of this. This. Let's take green coat. Let's take the jagged foil. It's kind of cool, unique that you don't really have gold in this game. You kind of just trade items and get supplies that you need to upgrade your gear that way. 185. Yeah, we'll do the weapon for sure. Hits against you over around 5%. That's what damage. I'm probably gonna die. I probably shouldn't have done that much. I will say, I have no idea if my Q ability is any good for my build, but it sure feels strong. That's all the stuff I looked at a minute ago. Superior Grand Life Flask. Ooh, what is this?
I must have time to gather the
Grab all of these goodies. Is this like a, did I like pick up a key? Or just like a, oh, it looks like a buff. Brutal showing. There's damage, okay. I was thinking that these videos would be like 10 minutes or so. I'll just do it mission by mission, but I can't seem to figure out how to get out of here. Might have to split this up into a couple videos. Oh, here's a door. Here we go, here we go. That guy. I feel like I was here as well. The Dread Thicket, Northern Forest. Let's keep moving. I feel like I've been in there before and that didn't take me where I needed to go. Let's keep going north. My minions summoned here. Put out the big damage. Two-handed. I kind of, the two-handed mauls look cool, but I kind of want to stick with a shield. Kind of do a one hand with a shield. Let's see, surely there's going to be a way out of here. Grand 170. Yeah, okay, mine's better. Keep going. Okay, here's another door. Hopefully this will take us out. Maybe find a teleporting spot so I don't have to keep coming through this forest.